What will happen if tomorrow artificial intelligence replaces teachers at school? Though some experts argue that's still far ahead, as artificial intelligence still needs to learn from humans and its capabilities are limited. But why, then, do teachers fear the arrival of ChatGPT? Moreover, we all know that access to high-quality education remains limited in various parts of the world, even for those who can afford it. Fortunately, many experts believe that AI may alleviate the present educational dilemma rather than render the teaching profession obsolete, while others warn that AI teachers are the ultimate threat to humanity. What should we believe, the possible potentials or the damaging effects? ChatGPT has been heralded in the recent weeks in conversations and articles as a new technological revolution. The first demonstrations of this new tool were highly impressive and promised a lot of possibilities. Despite its competence, ChatGPT is generating many concerns in the field of education, particularly in higher education. Of course, we can predict that a student who can simply employ ChatGPT for an assignment will be less motivated to do so on his or her own. Today, this is a real issue. Already since the advent of the internet, the risk of plagiarism, thanks to the ease of copy and paste, has increased drastically. Many are no longer willing to sit, brainstorm, and come up with creative ideas. Now, imagine the availability of AI teachers. What then will become of the global education system? Is artificial intelligence a looming existential threat to higher education, or is ChatGPT just a shot in the arm that teachers can employ to boost their productivity? Technology offers the prospect of universal access to increase fundamentally new ways of teaching, Graduate School of Education Dean Daniel Schwartz stated in his opening remarks at the AI plus Education Summit in February. I want to emphasize that a lot of AI will also automate bad teaching methods, so we need to think about it as a tool to create new methods of education. In response to its statement, researchers across Stanford, from education, technology, psychology, business, law, and political science, joined industry leaders like Sal Khan, founder and CEO of Khan Academy, in sharing cutting-edge research and brainstorming ways to unlock the potential of AI in education in an ethical, equitable, and safe manner. Let's look at some of their claims and arguments. AI teachers will provide each child on the planet the opportunity to have an intelligent, incredible personal tutor and teaching assistant. When we implement one-on-one tutoring, an ordinary student can become an excellent student, and a kid who is below average can become more than average, explains Sal Khan. Great teachers remain the cornerstone of effective learning. However, teachers receive little concrete feedback to help them improve their work. AI provides a chance to assist teachers in refining their skills in all ramifications. New teachers can use AI language models as practice students, while AI provides real-time feedback and suggestions to teachers. He also stated that AI could help teachers stay up to date with the latest advancements in their field. For example, a biology teacher would have AI update them on the latest breakthroughs in cancer research or leverage AI to update their curriculum. Stanford political science professor Rob Reich once asked a compelling question: is generative AI comparable to the calculator in the classroom, or will it be a more detrimental tool? Today, the calculator is ubiquitous in middle and high schools, enabling students to quickly solve complex computations, graph equations, and solve problems. However, it has not resulted in the removal of basic mathematical computation from the curriculum. Students still know how to do long division and calculate exponents without technological assistance. In the same vein, writing is a way of learning how to think, so outsourcing much of that work to AI might not necessarily harm students' critical thinking development. Rather, students must learn about how the world works from first principles. This could be basic addition or sentence structure. However, they no longer need to be fully proficient. In other words, doing all computations by hand or writing all essays without AI support, the professor added. Though that sounds logical, it's obvious the professor is oblivious to the fact that these AI tools will make students lazier than before. In fact, he argued that by no longer demanding mastery of knowledge, AI may actually raise the bar. The models won't be doing the thinking for the students, rather students will now have to edit and curate, forcing them to engage deeper than they have previously. In the long run, this permits students to become innovators and creators who can pursue more imaginative and ambitious projects. And Noah Goodman, associate professor of psychology and of computer science, questioned the analogy, saying that this tool may be more like the printing press, which revolutionized knowledge but did not eliminate the need for human writing abilities. Ran Liu, chief AI scientist at Amira Learning, also argued that AI has the potential to boost learners' self-confidence. Teachers commonly encourage class participation by insisting that there is no such thing as a stupid question. However, for most students, fear of judgment from their peers holds them back from fully engaging in many contexts. As Leo explained, children who believe themselves to be behind are the least likely to engage in these settings. AI-powered interfaces can provide helpful feedback without reactions or negative criticisms that a human response would. As a result, learners are more willing to participate, take risks, and be vulnerable. At this stage, we need to be more realistic. AI is never a panacea. There are two sides to every coin. There are significant risks attached to all of these that many are unwilling to see. Currently, ChatGPT and AI in general generate text in languages that do not reflect the wide range of pupils served by the educational system or capture the genuine interest of the diverse cultures existing in the academic environment. They are merely general language tools. According to Sarah Levine, Assistant Professor of Education, this massive disparity fails to establish an equitable environment of connection and safety for some of America's deprived kids. In a class of mixed cultures or diversified personal needs of the learners, AI teachers will be useless. The learners will feel disconnected, lost, and with a lack of interest. Or can an AI tool focus on the human part, like empathy, encouragement, teaching teamwork and collaboration, discovering children's potential and needs, and many more? Far from it. Furthermore, AI models do not improve student learning capacity. While ChatGPT responds to queries, their responses are not optimized for student learning. The models are only taught to provide answers as quickly as possible, which oftentimes is not pedagogically sound, whether that's a more in-depth explanation of key concepts or a framing that is more likely to spark the reader's interest in learning more. It has been severally that AI can produce coherent text that is completely erroneous. For instance, a virtual tutor was tasked with solving and explaining algebra equations in a chatbot format. The chatbot would produce perfect sentences that exhibited top-quality teaching techniques such as positive reinforcement but fail to get to the right mathematical answer. If we leave our students in the hands of such AI tutors, we've successfully subscribed to incorrect responses in pretty packages. Artificial intelligence is not immune to fake news, but beyond these rivers of false information, we must also question the scientific advances of the time. Above all, introducing AI teachers will only destroy the motivation of kids to learn. Chris Peak, assistant professor of computer science, told a story about a student who recently came into his office crying. The student was concerned about the rapid progress of ChatGPT and how this would deter future job prospects after many years of learning how to code. Peak connected the incident to a broader existential motivation crisis, where many students may no longer know what they should be focusing on or don't see the value of their hard-earned skills. Are we gradually raising a confused generation of learners who feel lost in this AI race with no hope of what to do in their lives in the near future? What else could be worse than that? The full impact of AI in education remains unclear at this juncture, but as many experts agreed, things are changing, and now is the time to get it right. We can't deny the fact that AI will affect the education system. However, how best do we respond to these new risks? The first priority is to train and support students and teachers in their acquisition of knowledge. They must understand how to cite studied authors in accordance with academic rules that allow the reference article to be identified. Furthermore, the study regulations, of course, must constantly remind pupils of the penalties of cheating. Anti-plagiarism software that identifies problematic content can also be deployed. The approach is not perfect, but when carefully followed, it reassures academics and institutions about the quality of student work. But in the face of the unprecedented output enabled by ChatGPT, more needs to be done. Faculty and their institutions must learn to better master the technology to identify the intellectual output produced by the software. We should not fear, but try to tame. Prohibiting it is not a lasting solution. Rather, we will invite our faculty and students to learn about the tool and the tools to come. The example of the calculator is often cited, banned in the past during exams. But today, who questions its use? The calculator has not been banned. It is the academic world that has adapted to it. Exam scripts have evolved and look more at the quality of the demonstration or the mathematical reasoning. So, we are in for a revolution in teaching methodologies and learning objectives, and we must be prepared for it. Let us not forget that teaching puts the professor in a posture of constant learning to create better learning guides, but in a case when we replace them with AIs, what becomes of them? Enjoyed the video? Now, watch this one.